believe it or not, some women are actually attracted to killers, and they have a name, hybrostophilia. Just reading what it says. But what makes your average woman attracted to a man who's killed? Last night on Easter... well, Katie, we'll start with you first, because we were talking today, and you watch all the killer documentaries, you read all the books. I mean, you do have an obsession.
Yeah, let me just clear something up. I'm not attracted to serial killers.
You're fascinated by them, though, aren't you? Intrigued.
From a young age, you know, I've read the books on, like, Fred and Rose West, Ted Bundy, Harold Shipman, you know, all of these. I'm so fascinated with the human brain and what triggers people to, like, want to kill. That would be my absolute dream job, to go to a prison and interview and get in the minds of serial killers. I've even read books on men on death row, their last meal, their last words. I don't know what my fascination is, but...
Am I right in saying that Oscar Pistorius got in touch with you?
He did. He was direct messaging me during his case, you know, when all the media stuff was going. This was before the verdict. And then it got to a point I thought, actually, I can't mess it. I don't want to message, because it's like... I don't want to cross that barrier where I've got dialogue with...
What was he messaging you about?
Just, well, I mentioned him in a column I did for a magazine, and it started from there, where he was thanking me, and I just thought, oh, is this really him? Because my brother said, look at your messages. And then he had a verified ticket, it was definitely him.
What did you say, though, that provoked him to get in touch? Like in your
well,
column,
I wasn't being biased or anything, because I think at the time it was all in the media talking about the case. And
Well,
I was
you
just
saying people should let the courts decide,
Yeah,
weren't
basically
you?
you've got to let the courts decide. Don't judge anyone to the courts.
And he saw that as her...
Yeah. I mean, I know, I mean, Piers Morgan's stories are going out. I'm sure some of you have watched those. They're fascinating. But about 2 years ago for This Morning, I went to Dallas to interview a lady called Linda Carty, who is the last British woman on death row. So just to get into the prison was incredible, because it's a death row prison. And what really threw me is the fact that, I mean, I'd never met someone who allegedly is a murderer. I mean, she still proclaims her innocence, but she's on death row. In Dallas, you're on death row very quickly. But I had dreamt about what would she be like, and I had the pictures in my mind. The reality was that she was just like a lovely, soft grandmother. She even sang Amazing Grace at one point. And I'm as close as I am to Katie, but there was glass in between. It was very official. And do you know the only time that she really broke was when the programme had asked her grandchildren, whom she's not allowed to see, very quickly just to say that she killed a lady, her neighbour, who had had a baby 4 days previously, because she wanted the baby, allegedly. And that was her crime. So she's not allowed to see her grandchildren. But we had some photographs or drawings, we were talking about drawings earlier, from the children. And when I held them up against the glass, she absolutely broke and cried.
To me, it's unfair she was on death row. She obviously had a bit of mental issues.
Well, of course, but you know, when you say to her, because she's on death row and she could go at any time, she's on the last stage of death row, so they could say, right, next week you're for it. And I asked her about the mindset that you have to have in order to face that, to know that you'll not see your family again, to know that
you're going to die.
But that's the thing, what does make a murderer? The books and that I've read,
well, what makes a murderer, but what attracts women?
Yeah, what makes the woman attracted to them? I mean, I think, you know, we know that people are very attracted to power, so there's enormous power over somebody that would be able to murder.
Because some people
and
marry
get it,
and
don't
also,
they?
I mean, just how unwell do you have to be in your own mind to fall in love with somebody that's murdered or raped
you can't
another
even
woman?
cuddle in bed, have a kiss.
But I think it's about people they don't really want. It's like the most extreme love avoidance, because you know you are never actually going to have a relationship.
And there's a romantic side of it involved that you're not going to meet, and it's all about love letters.
I think the women are to get married to people in prison. They get so fascinated and wrapped up in it.
I watched a programme on that not long ago, and the woman was really excited to go in and see him. And I was like, is she for real? Is she like normal herself?
Wait until you watch these and click here to subscribe. You may as well. It's totally free.
Of course, it's completely abhorrent for a mother and son to have sex. Of course, it's ludicrous for them even to think that they can fight for the chance to have a child together. Yes, but somewhere also I now have a little sympathy